Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Friday, May 31st, 2024. I, of course, am with Originator Success here with your daily mortgage rate update, the only place on the web where you guys get to join me live each and every weekday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, broadcasting to you on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're here live, say good morning. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to give us a hashtag replay. Let me know in the comments that you were here. Appreciate you coming either way, live or on the replay. Don't forget to spread the word. Share this thing. Smash that like button, tag an fellow friend, share us in a group. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, click the thumbs up, maybe the notification bell if you like that kind of thing and you want to be notified every morning when I go live. You can also be notified that I'm going live if you'd like to sign up for a text reminder that I'm going live at hmmr.io/reminder, or you can click the link that shows up if I do it on YouTube. You can use the QR code here on the screen. So if you'd like to be reminded that I'm going live, hmmr.io/reminder, and you too can be notified. So if you're here this morning, say good morning. Let's say hi to the live folks. We've got Mr. Ron Siegel here. He says it's National Macaroon Day. We'll come back to that. Yasmin Martin, good morning. Allison Foy, great to see you as well. All right, Siegel, today is National Macaroon Day. So I guess we would say, have you ever had a macaroon, and what's your favorite flavor? My wife likes the macaroons. I think they're glucose, not glucose. What's the other thing? What's the wheat that you can't have? Gluten. They're gluten-free, I think, macaroons. So happy National Macaroon Day, everybody. What's your favorite flavor for a macaroon? I'm not big on macaroons. I've had the pink one. I think it's strawberry, maybe. So let me know in the comments. Good morning, Mike Morano. Good morning, Michael Love. Jonathan Steele, great to see you as well, my friend. Hope you're all doing well this morning. Kenny Rivard, great to see you. Rob Stewart, thanks for joining me. Don't forget to tell us, do you ever have a macaroon? Do you eat macaroons? What's your favorite flavor macaroon? Yasmin loves the green ones. Are those pistachio? Are they pistachio, Yasmin? I think they're pistachio. Mike Morano says pistachio as well. Deb Dickinson, good morning. How are you? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Everybody getting ready for the weekend? Y'all having a good time getting ready for the weekend? All right. Ron Siegel, chocolate macaroon. Now, if I want chocolate, I'm eating chocolate, damn it. Yasmin thinks that they are pistachio. So if I want chocolate, I'm eating chocolate. I'm not going to bother with a macaroon to eat chocolate. That's just silly. Jonathan Steele said raspberry. Rob Stewart, he just passes on the macaroons. Good morning, Tanya. Great to see you as well here, my friend. So, all right, this morning, rate sheets are going to be better. Not far off of last week, actually. So things got worse on Wednesday, probably the highest rates that we saw through the week. Improved yesterday, improved again on the PCE data this morning. So we are a little bit off from where we were last week. Probably not a tremendous amount. Let me go ahead and put the screen up. And let's pop this side by side. So if you look, our worst rates, like I said, 7.34, according to Mortgage News Daily, was on Wednesday. We improved a little bit yesterday. And then this morning, we should be down. That should go down probably, close to another eighth. We should be right around back where we were last week, 7.17, 7.16. What goes up must come down. I don't think I have to worry about YouTube and copyright on that because that's not really any good. So Deb said macaroons are best fresh pistachio deliciousness. Ron said, I thought it might National Banana Republic Day. No Banana Republic for me, my friend. All right, reprice risk on the day today is low. So mortgage bonds are up 18 basis points to start the day. We have seen a lot more of an improvement than I thought we would see on this morning's PCE data. It did come in slightly better than expected. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But being up 18 basis points on top of yesterday being up, what were we, about the same, I think. So on Wednesday, we hit a low. Everybody get low. All right. So on Wednesday, we hit a low of 99.62. And now we're at 100.18. So that's about 45 basis points, 46 basis points higher than that low, which is nice. It's going to help rates to kind of bounce back. And that's what we were kind of expecting that we would see happen, was that we would see a scenario where rates would be moving kind of up and down, but not really changing that. Now, next week is going to be the big week. That's the where everything is going is big. So good morning, Casey Hopkins. Good morning, Mike Brown. Good morning, Kim Mason. So if y'all didn't know, Ron Siegel pointed out for us, today is National Macaroon Day. And I want to know, do you eat macaroons? And what's your favorite flavor? So far, we got a lot of pistachio. I went with the red one, which I think was strawberry, but someone said maybe raspberry. Siegel likes chocolate macaroons, which again, if so many great chocolate things, why would you bother with a chocolate macaroon, Siegel? Just doesn't ring for me. But anyway, let us know. Steve Lacefield, Michael Love. He thinks I'm hitting the painkillers. Actually, I could make some good money on this. If rates don't get better, see, I got the Oxy, baby. I never really took them. I'm not big. I have a high tolerance for pain. So, anyway, let's get back on track here with what's going on. 10-year treasury yield 4.5, which is nice. We were all the way up to 4.6 on this 10-year treasury yield. You can see it right here. We capped out at 4.61 actually, and back down to 4.5. That's a great sign. Now, technically, if we want to dig in on this, we're going to be hitting, we've got the 25-day moving average, this blue line. I don't care about that line. The 25-day moving average never holds up. But we do have this red line, and you'll see that is the 50-day moving average. It helped to keep the 10-year treasury yield in check for, not this last week, but the week before. This week, we went above it. I think we can have a really good shot of breaking below it. Now, today's Friday. These technicals are not going to play a huge role next week, because next week we're going to get all the jobs data, right? So next week you get the jobs data. We're going to get JOLTS. We're going to get jobless claims. We're going to get the big star, the BLS jobs report on Friday. That is the big star, the BLS jobs report. The question is the BLS jobs data going to stink as bad as Northwest? I know I'm making fun of a 10-year-old, but I am making fun of a 10-year-old because when you stick your 10-year-old up on stage and she's not good, and you decide that you're going to make her costume, which doesn't match any of the rest of the beautifully done cast, and it kind of pisses all over people's hard work. And, this is entitlement at its best. It shows you influence. It shows you wealth. But yeah, who else knows what I'm talking about? Do y'all know what I'm talking about with the whole Northwest thing? So we're curious, will next week's jobs data stink like Northwest? Hopefully it does, because the BS jobs report, as Siegel's pointing out, the BS jobs report, if it comes in our way, it'll be our best friend. But if it comes in higher than expected, it's going to hurt us. We're going to have to wait and see for sure, and see where that comes in. Also, let's go ahead and look at some of the other headlines here I wanted to show you guys. Of course, the big thing, Trump. I'm not going to talk a lot about the Trump scenario. I kind of have a feeling that many originators are probably conservative, Republican, at least for some of this stuff, right? I don't want to get into the politics. I'm not a Trump supporter, by the way. I'm not like a big Trump guy. I don't hate him like other people do. I don't love him like other people do. What I'm pointing out, though, is that this has no effect at all on rates or pricing, because nobody thinks it's going to actually make a difference when he gets to when it comes to the presidential election. And again, I don't want to get too deep into the politics. Is he guilty of what they said he was? Absolutely. Do we care? Should we care? I'm going to go with no. If you want to point out all the different things that all the politicians do that are corrupt, paying off somebody, I could care less. If he used his money, if he used campaign, I don't care. But that's just me. And you know what, though? Neither do the markets. Markets don't care. So however you feel about the orange man, not going to hurt mortgage rates, not going to be a big difference. This does not sink his presidential election. It's not going to change any of the outlook for all of the rates and pricing and all that stuff because of it. Taking a look at what does have more of an effect, PCE bolsters a Fed rate cut. Fed's key inflation gauge cools. Spending unexpectedly drops. Inflation takes 3 years to hit 2% in the Cleveland Fed model, which, that's what they were expecting. So I don't get it. And Kim, you're with me. She said, same, Hammer, same. I'm right. It's like all these people get so upset. Candido, I didn't see Northwest, but I know what I'll be doing after this update. Oh, Google Northwest Lion King, dude. It's bad. Stock futures rose, bond yields fell as a cool down in the Federal Reserve's preferred inflation gauge. And again, the reason that I say that, by the way, it was a paid show. It looks like a school play. It was a paid show, and they used their influence to get her that part and push her into that part. And they redid the costume. You can actually see what the costume is supposed to be. Anyway, looking at the PCE data, while we don't necessarily want to see a weakening consumer, softening retail spending should help stoke the flames for lower rates in the second half of 2024. We're not there yet, but the inflation reports in the month of May were a constructive first step. Remember, we had both PCE and CPI data that came in. Today's reports essentially favorable for lower treasury yields, which we saw. And the dollars, the inflation data was favorable. Real spending growth was in negative territory. So if, again, this was the buildup that we needed, the momentum that we needed as we head into next week's jobs data. And I'm going to make my head small for a minute so we can put this up full screen. Let's take a look and see what the actual calendar looks like for next week and the data. So when we look here, we're going to get PMI data on Monday morning. That is going to be a pretty strong report. That's going to have an effect on things for Monday. I would be floating into it, though. Even if it does come in strong, we're going to lose some pricing ground on Monday, but I wouldn't panic over that. Tuesday, we have the JOLTS job opening. That is going to be a big deal as well. Wednesday, we get the ADP jobs report and some more PMI data. Okay. The ADP data going to take a backseat to the PMI data, but there's a lot going on. Next week's going to be a very, very active week. Thursday, we get jobless claims, which come every week, but they tend to get a little more attention on the week of all the rest of the jobs data. And then Friday, we have the star of the show, non-farm payroll, unemployment, and wage data, the BLS or BS jobs data, depending on how you'd like to see it. So it's going to be a very, very active week next week. We're going to have a lot of things going on next week. And we've got the best shot at seeing rates drop back down into the sixes. Now, here's the deal. Will rates drop? Do we know what this data is going to be? No, we don't. Because as Ron pointed out, it could be BS data. It could totally come in different than what we expect. Right? Like Mike Barano's pointing out as well, he said what Ron asked. I have the same question. These fake jobs data are BS. Hopefully it's BS in our direction. Ron pointed out monthly jobs reports are from modeling. The final numbers are based on BLS mandated actual reporting. Yes, I mean, we could go deep into it, but I'm not going to. Let's just keep focused on what do we think is going to happen with actual mortgage rates. Again, if we get next week in our favor, we're going to get back down to where we were at the middle of May. We're going to get back into that 7% mark, which we're probably flirting with now. 7.29. We're probably this morning at 7.23 with the improvement that we saw here from the mortgage-backed securities and, being up 18 basis points. That puts us, if we were to look at it 7.23, right? So next week, we've got a really good shot at seeing rates drop back down. If you have somebody that's risk averse, they're the only loans I would consider locking. People that are close with DTI closing in the next couple of weeks. Otherwise, hopefully next week's data brings us back down to the low sevens, maybe even pushes us back into the sixes. It is possible we could see that. And let's not forget, if we look at a calendar, let me see for a minute. I just want to show you a calendar. Monthly view. All right, let me put my head out of the way and let's talk about this. Okay, so next month, calendar is a pain in the ass here. Why would you put that at the bottom? Okay, nope, not July. June. We want June. Okay, so looking at June, right? Next week we've got, and again, this is where Rate Alert to me is shit the bed. They don't even have any of the data up here. Next week is such a full week, and yet if you're a member of Rate Alert, you have no idea what's going on here until Monday. That's the stupidest thing. And I think, and that's why I wouldn't bother with spending money with Rate Alert anymore. So anyway, looking here though, I just want this so I can show you a calendar. We'll fill it in together. We've got the JOLTS data on the 4th, ADP data on the 5th, jobless claims on the 6th, big BLS data on the 7th. We roll into the next week, the 12th. The 12th is the date, of course, you'd want to be circling. Not only did we get the CPI data for that day, but we get the Fed statement, Fed Chair Jerome Powell's press conference. That press conference, he's going to get a lot of questions about, however, that data, that CPI data comes in on the 12th. He's going to get questions about it then because The Fed meeting, it happens right on the second day of the Fed meeting, right? So we know the Fed's not going to change rates next month. When we look at Fed futures, it's already written in the bank in June. 98.9% likely to stay exactly the same. And the 1% that doesn't agree thinks that the Fed could hike rates. They listen to Neil Kashkari. Fed already said they're not hiking rates. I don't know why the media ever highlights Kashkari and his hawkish ass saying that they could hike rates. Powell put that to bed last month. It was a big deal that helped mortgage rates. So, but looking at July, there's no expectation really of any hike. There is a great expectation it'll stay the same. Little belief that we could see a rate cut by July. Very unlikely that this is going to improve, right? Because even we would have to see some devastatingly bad labor market data and huge drop in inflation to think that the Fed would ever be ready to cut in July. Because the idea is that the Fed is going to remain where they're at, higher for longer, right? That is the idea here. So, hold on one second, y'all. This is my stuff. Actually, you know what? This is my stuff being delivered. So, hey, this is Hammer.
Hey, Hammer, this is Ashley over at Caldwell.
Hi, Ashley.
You heads up, letting you know, he's gonna be headed your way soon, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks, y'all. Getting some road bond delivered in the neighborhood. I'm the HOA president, so I have to do that stuff. Anyway, higher for longer rates means no escape from the debt squeeze, right? So they're not going to cut rates. The idea is that will we see a September rate cut? That is the big thing. And that's going to the next month, 2 weeks from now, June 12th, that's going to be the big deal. Is do we see the idea right now? It's a coin flip. Do we see a rate hike or a rate cut in September? If it improves that we get weak labor market data, better CPI data, Powell sounds a little dovishy on his press conference. We see this idea that a September rate cut gains momentum. It's going to help rates to improve into the high sixes. And that's what we're hoping for out of the next couple of weeks in June. So Ron said, when will we hear from Nick Timiraos? Is he on the calendar yet? Absolutely. Ron, if the date is the 12th, that means the Fed will be on shutdown this Saturday. The Fed members will all be blacked out this Saturday. They will stop talking. Timiraos will write his article on the 10th. That's a Monday. So yeah, he'll write it on the 10th. Is when maybe the 11th, the day before, Timiraos will write an article. That's when the Fed will tell him what's really going on. So we'll see there. And all right, my friends. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you again for joining me today. What are y'all doing this weekend? Let me know in the comments. My wife, I am living the bachelor life. My wife and my mother-in-law, who lives with us, they're both out scrapbooking for a few days at a scrapbooking event. They go to a hotel with a bunch of other people, women, they scrapbook, they have a great time. I'm living the bachelor life, and being that I am still, look at that ugly foot. Look at that scar, baby. Look at that scar. And look at my comfy lounge pants. I know I wear my lounge pants a lot. They're not pajamas. They're lounge pants. They're comfortable. I will be going and playing poker because I can't do much around the house yet. Still, maybe a little bit more next week, but, I'm going to go play poker tonight, go play poker tomorrow night. 2 nights of poker, baby. Wish me luck. I could use some luck. I need some luck. Cindy, good morning. Allison Foy, live music shows. Allison, rock it out. Sing it loud. Ron Siegel, have a great weekend. Doing a little work this weekend, are you? All right. Don't do too much work. What are all the rest of you doing? Let me know in the comments. Always appreciate you joining me. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Make sure you come in as Mike, playing some poker as well. Do you do like PLO, or are you a Hold'em guy? I only play Hold'em. PLO, it's more variance, more gambling. I love Hold'em yet, and I'm a student of the game. I don't do it for the money, but I do want to be a winning player. And I am a winning player. I track everything. So I'm always trying to improve my game. So I'm still a lot I can do to improve my Hold'em game. So good luck to you, Mike. I hope the cards go your way, my friend. I hope you run hot. Sun run, as we call it. So, all right, y'all, they're all here. I got